There we go.
There we are.
Yeah, there it is.
Hey!
We are live with the second Quest Army Hangouts. I am your very nervous and terrified host, Geoff Brown.
You're doing fine.
The millions
Yes.
of viewers. It's the millions
Yes,
of
millions.
millions of viewers. Joining me this evening, in no particular order, please wave at the millions of viewers. We have Stacy.
Hi.
Susie.
Hi there. I'm Susie.
Misty. Misty.
Oh, hi.
Happy birthday!
Lauren.
Birthday.
Hi!
Webby.
Hi!
And David.
Hi, millions.
And a very special guest who very obviously needs no introduction.
Aw.
Bonnie the Bard Gordon.
Hey!
Good luck with Everell.
So we got an hour, and let's kick this off by wishing a certain one of our members a very happy birthday.
That's right, Misty.
Hey.
Now, how shall we do this?
Actually, I had an idea for you guys.
Oh.
Since you guys haven't heard the full version of Sir Ansgar the Fierce, I was thinking about singing that in honor of Misty's birthday. And you guys would be the first people to hear it.
Awesome.
Also,
Yeah? Is that cool, you guys?
Yeah.
That works.
I'm gonna flip the words over here. Hold on. Even though I wrote it, I don't have it memorized. Okay, I'm gonna scoot over a little bit, make myself some room here. Sir Ansgar the Fierce, but I'll need your help on the whole Sir Ansgar the Fierce part. You guys can all join in, because you know that part.
Got it.
Alright, happy birthday, Misty. Here's Sir Ansgar the Fierce. Alright. His yelling commands are heard across the lands. Raise your glass for Sir Ansgar the Fierce. And we trembled in fear when he threw us our gear. Raise your glass for Sir Ansgar the Fierce. When he rides on his horse, he's an unstoppable force. Raise your glass
for
Sir Ansgar the
Fierce.
And women swoon from his gaze when he handles his blades. Raise your glass for Sir Ansgar the Fierce.
Actually singing a song about me and her.
Oh, wait a minute! Yes! Yay!
Yay!
Yay. Happy birthday, Misty.
Happy birthday, Misty.
There's more to the song, though.
That's awesome.
Surprise! Okay, let's see. 12 paladins he trains for all the lands. He knows the fate of every realm lies in their hands. The lash of his tongue is as sharp as a knife, but we know for the queen he would lay down his life. His sword and his hammer make all the girls stammer.
Raise your glass.
And
Yes.
a feast and some meat is all that he needs. Raise your glass. His stare is like ice when he says, "Don't be so
Don't be so nice.
Raise your glass. And every blow landed when he fought an ogre. Sing
Handed.
Hit the left hand. Raise your glass.
For
Sir
Sir Ansgar the
Fierce.
That's the full song.
Yay.
And Sir Ansgar. Come on, can you
So-
room?
There's no
Welcome, sir.
Yay!
Yay!
I got Sir Ansgar in my bedroom, so.
Hey.
actually, so
Not
I
many
wanted
women
Is that a
can
quest
say that,
quote
dear.
now?
I'm just kidding. What?
A quest quote? I've got Sir Ansgar in my bedroom.
Yes. I mean, I never thought I'd check that off my bucket list, but hey.
I even brought my sword.
Yes, that's right.
Is that a sword in your pocket, or are you happy to
Hey,
see me?
hey, hey.
What's sad is that my sword's bigger. I have a claymore.
Hey, I saw that. Nice.
Right now,
I
just a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking physical sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway,
Whoops.
yeah.
Anyway.
Surprise! Surprise!
You're all trying to think
For
about
the past
questions
20
to ask
minutes,
Bonnie,
he's been
but-
lying on the floor, trying to stay out of view. So that's why I was like,
Aw.
I'm just gonna mute the microphone, so that way I'm just like not sitting in silence.
Actually, really good meeting you all, guys, and seeing who's behind your Twitter names and Facebook names. And it's awesome. You're just doing such a great job and helping us promote the show.
I
and
know, you guys are
It's
awesome.
been a huge reward, whatever we did. Hey, Lauren.
Yeah, how do I do that on mine? You guys all have like special name tags on your profiles. I should have like Bonnie Gordon Paladin or something. Dude.
I'm on my phone, so I can't.
Or tight pants. I don't know.
Oh, you can.
I don't know how to do that. Oh well. One step at a time. The fact that I'm doing this is a big step for me. I've only used Skype, so this is all new to me.
Oh, we're still working it out as we go. It's been interesting.
No, this is good. I know the Paladins have been wanting to do this for a while. Now that I actually have it, I'm like, oh, I have to actually do this with them.
I know, and you are the first Paladin to do it, so the other 11 are probably.
Jealous.
Not only I know, not only that, I got Sir Ansgar to join me. So
Hey.
I'm the support group.
that's right.
Nice birthday present.
I had to bribe him with Starbucks, but I got him here. So
Hey.
Good thing to bribe.
We appreciate your sacrifice.
Cake for everybody.
all it takes is a pumpkin spice latte. Some waffle.
Okay, now I'm going to actually try and do my hostly duties.
Oh, okay.
Now that we have two phenomenal guests, some of you, including myself, might want to adjust the questions you have. But why don't we start with Susie? Do you have a question for Eva, Bonnie, or Peter?
Well, I didn't think of any third Peter because I didn't know he was coming. But the first thing that came to mind, I think this has already been asked, is what did you guys see when the dragon was burning the village? Because I know some people reply, but I haven't heard your reply yet.
Right. Well, it was funny because we were like all the special effects that you saw, like the spy orb and like Verlox breaking the walls at the castle. We did see that. Those were all 3D projections, so we did see those special effects, and they were just as cool. What you guys saw on camera was pretty much what we were seeing. So that's how detailed those were. In fact, I was kind of in shock with those special effects. But with the dragon, you are right. We did not see the dragon. In fact, we all ran up the hill, and we were all like looking around, and we could hear something and see like flashes of light. But the queen was like, a dragon, and we were all kind of like, where? What? Because we were so used to the special effects, being so like right there. But then all of a sudden, we ran back down and we started walking, following the queen. So we did not see the dragon, but we did hear it, which was terrifying enough. And like saw little flashes of light and stuff, but we didn't actually see the physical dragon. Obviously, they did not get a dragon to fly in from wherever they're hanging out at.
Okay. Like,
But
I wasn't expecting
I'm
to happen.
sure, but if I got it right, actually, you should have seen a dragon, but something was not working. I'm not really sure.
Oh, is that right?
There was a lot going on set, but I think if I got it right, there should have been a dragon.
Oh, so we should have seen a dragon. Maybe they had another 3D projection for us to see.
Yeah,
And
but
so-
something was not working.
So literally, we were all looking up at the sky, going, "Is the queen high? What's going on?" We hear something, and she's like, "A dragon!" And we're like, "Where?" It was funny. I could see Shonda was like, he had his fists up, like ready to attack
Ready to
whatever.
attack.
Yeah, ready to take it down. And
Well,
we were
that
like,
was Shondo, period.
yeah. It
I was
was
like,
pretty
Shonda, you go first.
Yeah.
If I can do to you, then I might jump in.
Yeah, knock yourself out, dude.
But yeah, we did hear it, and we did see something, but we did not see an actual dragon. So, but the noises that they created, just like in the castle with that alarm sound going on, you could hear it on the, when the show was going on. It was so loud, like it was kind of like that. They tried and scared us. They tried to scare us with noises. So it was kind of like that. No, it was still scary. We were still like running up the hill, going, "Can we just go to bed? Like, please, sleep." We were so exhausted.
Cool.
Yeah, we were so tired.
Okay,
Rob
Stacy.
promised us real dragons next year.
Okay, good. Very excellent.
Okay, Stacy, do you have a question?
I do, and this one is actually fit for both of you. After a month of Peter being in character and you not being able to interact with him except as Ansgar, once you hit the end of production, how did it feel to finally be able to shed the characters and talk person to person?
What's funny is we didn't even get a chance to talk after. Really.
Oh my God, no?
No, we
very
wanted
little.
to, but it was not possible. I mean,
Like
so,
after everything was filmed, we all took a big group photo together, all of the cast, the Paladins, the crew, all of that. But in all honesty, we didn't even know his real name. We were like, Sir Ansgar. I didn't know who he really was, and he was, he was still in his costume, still bleeding from the head. So in my mind, he was still Sir Ansgar to me. And then I haven't seen him in over a year. Of course, we've talked on Facebook and stuff, but him coming to visit out in LA this past few weeks is the first time I've had to call him Peter, and it's so weird. So I'm like, so Sir Peter, Sir Peter.
I think quick, you got used to not saying the sir.
No,
Well, actually, I like it very much.
Sir Peter.
Sir is
So yeah.
Oh wow, because you guys
time we
posted
hung
that
out,
one picture.
Yeah. The first time we hung out was last week, and it was one of those things where we were just chatting, but in my mind I was like, okay, he's not really Sir Ansgar. He's not really, he's a real person. His name's Peter. In my mind as I was driving, okay, he's Peter. His name is Peter. He won't be in armor. He's gonna be in a t-shirt. You gotta, add in my mind.
Though Peter, if you and Marcello do actually storm a Starbucks in character, I want video.
Yeah, definitely. If we ever get to do this, we're gonna make a video and make sure you all get to see it. It would be hilarious. You need to imagine Marcello complaining constantly about.
Like I said, he's gonna get you guys thrown out.
Yeah.
Period.
I hope so. If not, something is totally wrong.
He'd be looking at it going, seriously, do you call this a vintage?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I would scream at them for not making them quick enough.
I asked for 2 creams. And he'd be screaming at them, hustle! Run! Verlax is moving! We need
More cream!
And then Trio
I
would
think
be
Candid joined us, actually.
What?
Hello.
Hey!
Oh.
Hello, Glenda.
Hello, loves, how are you?
Hi, Glenda.
Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Peter.
Hello, very nice to meet you.
Oh,
Very-
the whole gang is here.
Okay, we've just lost Misty, so
No!
Lauren, if you have a question, go ahead.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
I have a list.
You can do her post-its.
All the notes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is for Bonnie, primarily.
Okay.
For Peter Pan. So Bonnie has been called the Bard of Everest. Did anyone else reveal certain talents or take on a particular role while they were there?
I would say most definitely. During our downtime, all the Paladins got to know each other really well. We'd be all hanging out in the commons room. A lot of the cameras didn't show that, or didn't either weren't there. We were in the castle a lot, and there were no cameras. We were practically living there, and the filming aspect of it was just a very small percentage of how we got to interact with everyone in the castle. Let's see. I know Letitia is really big into fashion and makeup and all kinds of stuff like that. So she would help all the girls with their makeup. I'm really bad with eye makeup. If I try and do a smoky eye, it looks like I've been punched in the face. So she was trying to help me, with that and with hair. Adria was really good with some hair too. Letitia is also a dancer. She likes to salsa dance and stuff. So she was trying to teach. I think she was going to teach Jim how to salsa dance, which would have been funny to watch. Jasmine's a belly dancer, so she would be dancing and doing things like that, doing yoga in the courtyard. So that was really cool to see. Pondo would be in the corner punching the walls and punching random objects. Andrew would be running around. Patrick's an amazing artist. I don't know if you've seen any of his work, but he's an incredible artist. So when we had a lot of downtime, we'd find paper, and I would start writing music, and he would just walk around and start drawing random objects around the castle. So that his art was definitely a talent that we all got to see throughout the journey of the show. I'm trying to think. I mean, everyone has amazing talents. I mean, obviously Ashley with her horses, like whenever she got on the horse for the horse challenge, she was just like, you know, pretty much riding circles around us. She was so good at that. I don't know, man. Jasmine, Letitia, and Jim are all really good singers as well. So we'd all be singing around the table, and we'd get everyone to join in. And between the four of us, we'd have harmonies going, and that was really great. We'd do like Wild Rover and a health to our company.
A good tune.
That's a great one. I love that song. So that was a fun one. And we changed some of the words of that. I changed the chorus to Health to the Company, and I have it somewhere in my pile of paper I can find for you guys. I mean, everyone had really different talents. Christian was very good with swords and weapons. They don't show a lot of that, but like while we were training, they show a little bit of our sword training. But while we were training, Christian was very good with weapons, and he would help us a lot with that. Man, what else? All kinds of crazy stuff. Everyone was running around. We really got to know each other well, and all the paladins all have amazing talents and attributes that we all just kind of, when we got bored, we would just start creating our own little like funny sketches and fun songs and start banging on the tables and going nuts. We went a little stir crazy towards the end. Like we were all going nuts. In fact, we had a room in the castle that had a mirror that was like a magic mirror that was kind of like supposed to be our confessions room, and apparently none of that footage got onto the show, which I'm probably grateful for, because by the time we went in there and we started doing funny sketches, we made fun of you guys a lot.
No.
I don't know if you know. There was what was it? The guys went in there and they were like, we need our mead and our women. Our mead and our women.
Oh, no.
This is when it was the final six before we left the castle. So it was Patrick, Andrew, and Shondo doing our mead and our women. And then Letitia and Lena pushed them out of the way and went, oh no, we need our ale and our Ansgar. Our ale. And then I came in one of the capes with a broom. And I walked in, I pushed everyone out, and was like, no, 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 I am the Grand Vizier. And what we need is this. We need my staff and my swishy. My staff. Somewhere out in the universe is footage of that. I'm glad they didn't show it. But we got a little nuts and started just doing sketches in front of the mirror, knowing that somehow the mirror was recording everything we did, and so we went a little nuts in there.
But it sounds like everybody wants to have a DVD, so maybe all that stuff really was kept around.
Maybe. But we were telling the producers about some of the stuff we were doing, and they never even saw any of that. They were like, what? They never saw any of that. So it might be locked away somewhere in some man's basement, you know, like, and sitting there laughing, you know. But,
okay.
anyway, sorry, that was the long answer.
Okay, I see Misty has checked out. I think she's having issues with her computer right now. She'll be right back. Webby, let's pick on you.
The newest person to the group?
Yes.
I just did a marathon watch of all 10 shows yesterday.
Bravo.
Good for you.
Wow.
Now, the question I have for you guys is, once someone was banished, did you guys see them at all, or were they just offset? Did they send them home?
No, we didn't get to say goodbye to any of the banished. Once you were banished, you just walked off, like, into the woods, and the rest of the paladins, we had to walk back with Creo back to the castle. So us hugging each other goodbye, that was the last we saw of each other. And the whole turning into vapor, we didn't actually physically do that. That was a surprise.
No, darn.
Watching the show, I remember all of us watching the first episode, and the minute Katie vaporized, we all started calling each other and texting each other going, did you see that? Like, we turned into smoke? Like, what the hell? Like, we were in shock. I was like, I think we all get vaporized. So that was really cool to look at. But The Banished, we basically were kept off away. We didn't get to see anyone after you were banished. But you did go back to sword training. Basically, that big final battle scene that you saw, that the Banished were preparing for that.
Wow.
So that's what we were preparing for while the rest of the quest was happening.
You know, in the end, when you guys had that big that battle scene, it looked like you weren't holding back at all. It looked like you were really.
The guys that were playing like the bad guy, the last day was the only time I could say like the immersion of the world was. They still kept it, very immersive, but it was also at the same time, because it's a big safety concern. They did have to like place us and reset us. That was the first time where we ever got any direction. Like the entire show, it was just all one take of us running and doing whatever, and like it was completely immersive. They didn't give us any direction. But on the very last day, obviously for safety reasons, they had to. And the guys in the battle gear were just like, literally, guys, beat the hell out of us. They were like, they had full padding on under the armor. And I dropped my coffee. Hang on. They had full padding under the armor, so they were professionals as well. Like they were professional like battle people. They do it for a living, so they were
for sport actually. They go like to Poland, Czech Republic. They're like world championships, and they meet
incredible.
up and they beat each other up.
They beat each other up. So basically, me hitting them with a sword was probably nothing to them. They're probably like, okay, yeah, bring it. Although I did kick a guy in the face, that was pretty awesome. I was like,
way too much fun with those.
I know. I was like, and then Patrick throwing a guy off the horse. We were just like, well, sorry about that. And we might have gone a little crazy. The Banished were like, finally, I took out all our anger.
It was actually very apparent because Katie, they had a few little clips of her fighting, and she kicked ass. She was so good.
Yeah, and with the kick, I think a lot of the Banished who had more. It was funny because the Banished actually had more sword training than the actual Paladins. I feel so that kept going. So. Katie, by the end of it, like I saw her practicing, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to fight with her. Like her and Ashley had they were fierce. They were grabbing those swords and going at it, no holding back. And then Jim doing that, power kick to the guy in the stomach.
That was awesome.
I think the Banished got a little angry and took it out on her. Took it out on Verlox's guys.
But you managed to knee the one in the head, right?
Yeah, I did. In fact, after I went down and I was like,
highlights reel.
I think I might have really. Oh well. Oh well. I was like, oh, he's fine. He'll put a Band-Aid on it. Nah.
Okay, Misty still hasn't returned. Poor birthday girl. I'm hoping that she's not having too many issues. Glenda, do you have any questions?
Oh golly. Prepared for questions. I have one for Bonnie. And I think, and then I have one for Peter. But the first one will go for Bonnie, of course. Okay. Bonnie Lass, I wasn't here earlier, so I'm assuming that maybe you've got a little bit of SEA time in or not, or if you know what the SEA is, I'm sure you do. And were you, or did you take any lessons from that at all, as far as Bardic or anything like that? And then I'll let you enter that, and I'll ask Peter something.
Oh, as for that, with Bardic matters and stuff, I just always wrote music. Like even growing up, I'd write jingles for people, and I work at the Magic Castle, and anytime a new musician comes in, I just write like a jingle for them. Like that's just stuff that I do, and I love writing parody things as well and whatnot. Right. So when we were sitting at the castle. With so much downtime, I would just get really inspired. When you're surrounded by all this fantasy, I would just got really inspired. So I just started writing, and it just, and that's also how I remember things. Like in school, I would write jingles and songs to help me remember things, like in history class and in science class. So that's how I was remembering all the characters. Like, okay, I want to remember Creo, I want to remember Sir Ansgar and moments with him. I wrote a jingle of all the kingdoms, the 12 kingdoms of Everrealm, so I could remember the kingdoms if we ever were quizzed on that by the fates. Little things like that.
Have you gotten? Have you become more inspired since the quest, or is it just another avenue for creativity?
I think so. You know, it was a while since I had written something that I felt really proud of. You know, I always write little parody things and little things for, you know, little jingles for people. But this was the first time where I actually felt like inspired to write something purely for pretty much for my own enjoyment. Like, I wasn't expecting any of them to get on air. I sang them to the Paladins. I sang the Ballad of Everon to the Paladins late at night. There were no cameras around. And on that third episode, when we were all sitting around the table, some of the Paladins asked me to sing it, and the cameras were around. I was like, oh, okay. So that's how that happened. And then same thing with Creo's and Sir Ansgar songs. Anytime, like, I guess the sound people were like, I was trying to sing Creo's song with no cameras around to Creo, because he stayed in character. They all stayed in character 24/7, and I started singing his song. And then all of a sudden, like, just like magic, like a camera appeared around the staircase, and like I was like, oh, they're getting this. And then with the Sir Ansgar song, you know, I wasn't expecting him in the courtyard to say, well, why don't you sing it right now? I was like, okay. So that was a nice surprise.
We're just being greedy for my song.
I have a question for Peter, and it's a twofold question. What were actually the most frightening moments of the quest, and what was your favorite moment during the quest filming?
There were so many frightening moments. I don't know. It's like, you know, I said that before. It's like opening night in the theater. You know, there's a lot of pressure on you, and we did not know where the whole thing would go and how that would react. It would happen. Once in a while, I was like, I don't know what to do. Should I go right or left or kneel down? Is this an enemy or a friend? Go down there. It was an enemy. So I did a lot of just going to fly, and usually I was just very afraid of doing the rules. Because the rules were rewritten several times. You need to be really on point with the text. You could not do a lot of improv, because they were like, you had to be correctable lawyers on set. So, and I just came on the project like 4 days prior we started shooting. So, like all the things like with hereby in the name of Kingdom of Lewis, I awarded with the mark of dexterity. I never would remember what kingdom and what mark. It always messed me up. I was so confused. What the kingdom mark for? Yeah, great. And the needle never would go through your costumes.
Oh yeah, because it was real leather. So he was like punching it into us. We're like, ah.
These were my most stressful moments, and these lines usually they were rewritten just 2 days before we shot the scene. The night before we shot the scene, the morning when I came on set, the scene was rewritten just on set. We rewrote it again. So I was constantly like, what are they doing to me? I don't know.
We never saw any of that because they kept it, you know, they kept it so immersed for us. So like anytime he was doing stuff, we're just like, wow, they just know everything. But we didn't know like there were moments when like Creo would be like, we'd ask Creo a question and he'd be like, I cannot tell you this now, you know, we must run, and we'd start running. We didn't know we were get like an answer. It was great. So we had no idea what they had to go through. I was like, how are they doing this? You guys were incredible. They kept it so real for us. They never broke character, even when the cameras were not there. We try to get them to break all the time too.
Yeah, you did.
We'd be like asking them questions, like do all this stuff, and like making jokes with them, and he would just be like looking at us, like glaring at us, like this is not a time for jokes. So we're like, come on.
It's actually on that note, Peter, was there any moments during filming that you actually did find it was very hard to stay in character?
Yeah, towards the end, because, you know, as they might have been curious to talk to us about the whole thing, we were curious how they felt about it, and we would have moments where we'd be the middle of the night, and we were somewhere in the forest, and then we stood with our lanterns, and like, so like, that was just a moment like, so how do you feel about it? You like it? How's it going on? So we were like, I was curious to hear, and I wanted to hear how they're doing, what was happening when we're not there. So that was very difficult. Besides that, staying in character was not that difficult, and I think very essential. And thinking back, it made it actually easier. I think if we would have broken character, especially for my character, it would have been incredibly difficult to get respect back and to get this position at the distance again. If we would have worked together, it would have been way more difficult.
Misty's back.
Hey, Misty.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's so embarrassing.
No, that's right, girl. You're all right, laugh.
It's not your fault. You have Comcast.
Not be accent.
So, yeah, and about my most favorite moment, you asked, that was actually, there were no cameras around, and we were just in this little chapel-like room.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was one of my favorite moments, too.
We had to wait for hours. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I had to set something up, so we were standing there, I think, for nearly...
It was like at least an hour and a half.
Yeah,
it felt like that anyway. Yeah.
And we would like have all these talks about life and
we were asking Creo about the history of some of the kingdoms, and the poor guy had to make everything up. He was just like, well, yes, in this kingdom, he must have memorized like a Everrealm Bible or something, because it would never stop. Like we try.
Wow.
And my favorite,
him.
My favorite was there was always like some banter going on between Sir Ansgar and Creo about how Creo never knew how to, he was never trained in combat and whatnot. And Sir Ansgar, you made fun of him. You said something about how he doesn't even have a sword; he just has a dagger. And I said, I was like, well, Sir Ansgar, it's not the size of the blade, it's how you use it. And so we were all laughing, and then there was like a long pause, and Peter pulls out a sword and goes, no, sometimes the size does matter, and lays his sword out on the thing, and we were dying laughing, and it was just a great moment. There was no cameras around, nothing, but they stayed in character. But they still played with us. It was really great. And Creo, I could tell Creo was so embarrassed. Like,
poor Creo.
I still can't call him by his real name. I'll never get that. I'll never do that. It'll never change. It's Creo to me forever.
Hi, Misty. Welcome back.
Yay.
Thank you.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted, this is for Peter, since he was a surprise guest. Was there ever any point while you were filming that you nearly broke character?
Yeah, there were several moments. As I was telling before, in the middle of the night, as longer as it went, it was more, and I just wanted to talk about how I felt, so it was really difficult. And I think when you sang the song,
yeah,
I didn't really break. But it was the first time that I just did not know what to do, because the way I felt about it as Peter was so much different to how Ansgar would react. I was like bowing, like what the fuck, because I just did not know what to say, how to react. I was just hoping that I would not sell on my character.
I don't think they showed this on air. I think they edited it out. But you said something like, during a time of war, it was like you said something like, I never smiled during a time of war, and then you stopped, and then you said, so thank you for making me smile, or something like that. Yeah, it was like really sweet.
Blushing hard.
Yeah, I was blushing. I was like, oh.
And when I saw it, I could see it in my eyes. And I was, for a little moment, I was breaking. I just could see it. Like there's Peter, not private. And usually with all the other scenes, I would not see that. So
it would have been so much better if we had like tankards of L, and we could have swung around. But
yeah, I wanted that.
That's when he said, well, "How about you sing it now?" And I was kind of like, "Well, not without a drink. I mean, come on."
Well, I can't quite
I guess it'll work.
Because I can't sing without Bardic libation.
Right, and after that challenge that night with the cage, I was like, I need a drink. Like, you don't understand, I need one. After that cage challenge, I was like, can I have like a couple of shots of tequila, anything?
I want to see an Everrealm liquor store.
Yeah.
It would have been sold out. We would have wiped out the liquor store. I think all of us, after some of the challenges, like it was the most emotionally exhausting thing. Like the cast, you were telling me that after a day on set, they would all go and have drinks just like to unwind and like kind of get out of it. We didn't get that. We were just in the castle going, oh my God, we need a drink or coffee. I would have taken either or. Drink or coffee, anything to like just kind of, anyway.
Okay. Lauren, you have a question that's come from Twitter.
I do. It's from the Josh time.
Josh! Yay, Josh!
Yay! Josh would like to know, for both of you, which paladin would you challenge to a duel or joust?
Which one would I challenge to a duel or a joust? Yes. Which paladin would I challenge to a duel? Ooh. Oh, man.
Good question.
Well,
I would challenge Creo.
Yeah.
Sucker bet.
I'm trying to think. That's a tough one. I probably, during sword training, I really enjoyed sword fighting with Adria because we were about the same height and build, and she was really good. Like, I'm not very experienced with weapons, but she actually is pretty familiar with the weapon, so she actually compensated for my lack of something. So technically, I guess I wouldn't want to do a duel with her, knowing I'd get smashed. I'd probably get beat no matter what. Literally, any of the paladins could probably take me easily. I think physically I was the weakest. If it was like a puzzle duel, then I would love to challenge some of the guys. some of the more athletic guys. Not Patrick, because he's really smart, and Jim too. Both Jim and Patrick would like wipe me out in like a puzzle challenge. But I mean, it was, I guess, Adria for an actual like sword fighting duel, because I had so much fun with her just practicing in the courtyard. I could it would be a duel and she'd win, but it would be fun. That makes sense. I wouldn't want to go against Patrick because his sword was like bigger than me. So.
Or what gigantic.
Yeah. Patrick tripled in size with his sword.
Okay, I actually have a question.
Sure.
I'd like to know, actually this applies to both of you, of any of the challenges that you didn't do, Bonnie, but that you've seen or were aware of, which of the challenges that you didn't do would you have liked to have done? And Peter, which of the challenges do you think would have been awesome to do?
Oh, I really wanted to go to the Battle Dome real bad. I would have enjoyed doing it big time. Yeah, that would have been my challenge.
I think the Fates challenge where the girls had to stand in the middle of the Hall of Fates and smash the skulls with a sword.
Oh, that was cool.
I wanted to do that so bad. Like, literally, I was kind of watching it going, I kind of wish I was in this one, because that looked so much fun.
Yeah.
And I love that kind of thing. Like, that would have been a fun challenge to do. Also, watching the final challenge with the final 3 and seeing, like, balancing on the scales and chaining the ogre in, I would have really loved to do that. I think I feel like it would have been a very good balance with both mental and physical, because I think I do well in the mental aspect of it, and then they basically just, even if I had like an hour lead ahead, they'd all pass me up running in between them because I couldn't run very fast. So they'd still beat me, but it would have been fun to try it. Oh well. It would have been like passing me up, like, see you later, Bonnie. Been like the tortoise in the hair, like the tortoise going, wait.
That's awesome. David, you got anything?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to say to Peter, I saw that text you sent to Jack when he was having his health issues, and I thought that was so cool. Very cool to do.
Oh, thank you. I hope he's doing better. Have you heard anything yet? Anyone?
I haven't heard anything, but I know he's been retweeting things, and I think he has been tweeting occasionally. So it sounds like he's doing better.
He's the retweet the king of
oh my God.
Awesome at it. That's how I keep up with everything. Like, I'll go on Twitter and I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, this was from like 5 days ago. Oh, thanks for retweeting. I've never seen that one. You know? Like, he keeps me updated on everything. It's good.
Okay, does anyone else have a question? Really?
Oh,
Most narrow thing.
well, I was originally, I had one. So So what I was really confused is, how long have you been in LA, Bonnie? Because I thought it said you were from Louisiana.
Lafayette,
Then
Louisiana.
someone said they wanted to see your
They put all of
original homes.
Yeah, they put where everyone was from, where everyone was from. Like, I know Shondo spends a lot of his time in New York, LA, Houston, but, you know, they put Houston, Texas, because that's where he was born and raised. It's what the same with me. I was born and raised in Louisiana, but I left, and it says in my bio as well that I left after Katrina, because the state was just in such financial ruin after some of those hurricanes that, you know, the college I was going to at the time, we got like 2,000-3,000 students added to our school, so the classrooms like quadrupled in size, and scholarships were being cut everywhere, especially in the arts. So I just felt like it was a good time for me to go, and I basically moved around from city to city. I was kind of like a gypsy. I lived in Orlando, Florida. I went on tour for 2 months with a gypsy show, living in Ren fairs for a couple months. I lived in Vegas for a year. I just went everywhere I could, and if I'd get sick of a place, I'd pack up my car and just drive to a different city without knowing anyone or having a job. Yeah, my mother says when I went on that tour, it was the day I ran away and joined the circus. And then after that, it was like I just kind of would move around and find a place where I was settled. And then I moved out here just to give it a try, and that's when I found the Magic Castle, and it became kind of like a second home to me. So.
Oh, okay. One more follow-up question. What's it like to work there?
To live here?
To work at Magic Castle.
To work at the Magic Castle. I thought you meant to live in LA. I was like, well, actually, it kind of sucks, but I'm glad about it. Peter's been here for 2 weeks. He's kind of like, oh, yeah, I'm ready to leave. It's hard out here. It's really hard. But the Magic Castle is probably one of the most amazing places you'll ever be. It's an exclusive magic club, a members-only club. All the magicians there have been like family to me. They were very supportive when I disappeared for a month. They had no idea where I was. They thought I got fired. Because I literally just like one day was just not there, and no one could get a hold of me. My Facebook was deactivated, and they're like, "Oh my God, did Bonnie get fired? Where's Bonnie?" And then all of a sudden, I just came back one day, and they're like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "Why did you lose so much weight?" I don't know. Sir Ansgar. Sir Ansgar diet training plan.
That's a hell of a personal trainer.
It was pretty much having like a personal trainer. Even on our days off. Well, we didn't really have days off. We'd be training like every day. They don't show that on the show, but we were training almost every day. And there were days when they were like, we'd go outside and they'd be like, pick up these buckets of rocks and run up and down the courtyard. And I was like, seriously? Yay. It was like medieval boot camp. I was like, I really would like my back to not cry. I did it.
Yeah, kind of as a follow-up to that, was it hard for you, Peter, to yell at Bonnie when, you know, you had to tell her that she had to do better, especially during that one challenge where she had to do the the arrows and the javelin and the skull?
Oh God.
I was so pathetic. I couldn't even see over my helmet. It was so bad. I felt like a 12-year-old.
That was actually a difficult situation because
cutting out.
It's really not easy what they had to do. So I felt sorry, and I could see that everyone tried his best, but yelling at them, which is way too much fun, and from the perspective of Sir Ansgar, I'm like, what the fuck? How should we ever win a war? These 12 people are my elite soldiers. Come on, vote, approaching. Being a real danger to all of those. I couldn't even hold the bow straight. So, in terms of what I saw as Sir Ansgar, it was not difficult. As Peter, I was like, I'm so glad that I don't have to do it.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get on the horse and show us how it's done. Let's see how you...
Actually, I went to him every day because I didn't know really how to go riding. I mean, I've been on a horse before, but for the show, I was like, you really have to learn to ride a horse. So I would go horseback riding every day. Whenever I had a break, they would bring me down to the stunt guys and I need a horse quickly. I never made it to go, so.
You never got to ride?
No.
Oh. All that training was great. Season 2, they're going to put you on a horse the whole time.
Yeah, I was just throw it. Go.
You have to ride into the new kingdom, wherever it is.
Yeah, a long way.
There we go.
Oh, can I ask one spoiler question, maybe?
Try.
How did you get away from the soldiers at the very end?
Yeah, we don't even know that. He just appeared.
Yeah, he just
Ass kicker, man. Ass kicker.
He did defeat his ogre by himself, which is apparently in the history of Everrealm has never been done. Because Creo did say like it's impossible, like because whenever we were like we can go take it down, there's 12 of us, he's like, no, it's impossible. Ogres are too strong. We couldn't do it. And then he takes it down by himself with a hammer. I was like, well, hell, we could have saved Sebastian.
No, nothing works. I figured, okay, let's take a hammer. That worked actually.
I think, like what? It was like 8 guys? That was nothing. That was nothing for him.
I just allowed him to touch me, actually, and when they were not paying attention, I was just like...
He walked away.
Guys, actually,
we had to do blind him with his smile, that's it. Blind him with his smile. And then whack them while they're totally enthralled.
You had to seduce the soldiers.
Yeah.
Hello.
They had no chance whatsoever. I was just like waiting for the right moment.
He was causing a distraction for the others to escape. I wasn't there at that time. I was hanging out in the Hall of Fates. I was floating in a window.
Okay, I actually have another question. This one comes from Tina.
Okay. Oh, Tina!
Yeah, and she would really like to know if either of you got to keep anything. And I'd like to amend that and say, did you get to take anything?
Okay. Good. That's good. We did not get to keep anything. Everything was left in Everrealm. I do, however, have some Everrealm underwear. Maybe I can find them.
I would like to see that.
Maybe I can find them. I'll go look for them while he can answer some questions too. The Everrealm underwear, my lucky rope that I tied my hair back every day with, I was able to keep that. Ooh. I've washed it about 8 or 9 times, and it still smells like the dragon pit. So my mirror behind me, but it's disgusting. You don't want to get close to it. The producers have notified us. They said they are trying to get our uniforms to us. So I believe we will have our uniforms the next week. So we're really excited about that because that was really special to us. Those uniforms. That has like our sweat, blood, and tears on them. So we were really excited to get those.
Yes.
Back. I'm gonna go look for the underwear. You talk to Peter.
You just throw me the wolves, why you?
Right now, it's sold underwear thing.
It's not as exciting.
Wait a minute. We've got a young lady looking for her underwear in a room with a strange man. Hello.
My underwear drawer is.
I'm Sir Ansgar. I'm a knight. Like.
This is true. This is true.
Found it. All right, come back in.
Excuse me. Oh, one second. Bonnie's back. Coming back.
I told my brother he's got too many games on this computer.
All right. This is it, guys. Paladin underwear. This is what they gave us.
Nice.
The girls, the guys had like, they were supposed to be like. And here's the thing: is all they gave us was our uniforms and this with a little tank top. And on some of the smaller girls, they were like shorts. But on me, they were like, badonkadonk. I really can't. Like, we're walking around the castle, and I'm like, hey, I'm sharing a room with, Patrick and everything. I'm just kind of, hiding in their blanket, And then we had those monk robes that they gave us to sleep in, but we had no AC in the castle. It was really hot. So even those long robes, the long sleeves, it was really hot to sleep in. So, and to lounge around. And so they did end up giving us some loungewear later on, some medieval, like a medieval shirt, that tied, with the long top, and some, medieval pants that, drawstring tied, which were very comfy. So we wouldn't have to wear, leather tunics every day. Even, cameras room. So this is it, Paladin underwear. They hide in front.
I wish that were on eBay.
But we had the same because I had normal underwear on, and when I was fighting the ogre, we would do for sure. We would take a few cutaways before. So I fell actually, and I ripped my trousers, and I was lying down there on the ground. The whole crew and the camera people would stand up on the castle, and would look down on me, and they all could see my panties. So
I didn't see this.
They were not black, they were not white. They were like,
you missed all the good stuff, right, Connie?
you know, like blinking.
See, that's what we need.
Christmas lights.
We need
What?
We need a bloopers quest outtake. That would be so awesome.
I wish they would do a blooper reel of something. I snort when I laugh, and I know like by the 4th or 5th day they had like quite a collection of me going like yeah. But they edited them all out. Like really
I do it too.
I know. I don't know how they edited those out. I was so impressed. Like after like the 3rd episode, I was like, I don't think they have any snorts. This is amazing. A snort-free season.
Just like mute.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to jump in again. We have like 9 minutes remaining, and I did this to Mark and Jane last week, and I want to do the same thing to you guys. Do either of you, Bonnie or Peter, do you have any questions for us?
Oh, me first, ladies first.
Ladies first.
That's right.
I need to think.
Well, you know what? It's so amazing. Like I'm just not really questions per se, but I just really want to say thank you to you guys. I know it was, ABC really kind of, didn't really promote the show and didn't really kind of set us up to fail in a way.
You put it so nicely.
You know what I mean, though? Like they really kind of just wiped their hands of the show. And I understand, it's politics and whatnot, and it's so amazing to find like such a really core group of fans that are as so passionate about the show as we are, because it's just as important to us. Like we're just as passionate. Like the fact that we got to experience it on a whole new level. But really, I'm just a nerd watching the show, geeking out with you guys. Like, oh my gosh, this is awesome! We're turning into vapor. Like it's the same level for me as it is for you guys. Like what you guys are seeing is the first time I'm seeing it. So it's, I think I speak for all the Paladins when I say you guys are amazing, and thank you for supporting us, and thank you for I know that we're trying to get everything up for like a season 2, and let's do, get season 2 or get, it renewed onto ABC, get them to, redo the entire first season again, re-air this, do that. We're trying so many different options that we're trying to get one of them. And the fact that you guys are behind us 100% and are ready to, like, just go crazy with social media and with everything, I mean, that's huge. The fact that we have such a nice core support is amazing. And we'll all fall.
I'd just like to say that when I saw the premiere for it, and I said, okay, I love Lord of the Rings stuff. I know I've got to watch this show, and I knew this was going to be an awesome show from day one because Peter just screamed at y'all, and I said, yes, this is going to be awesome.
That's exactly what we thought too. That's exactly what we thought too.
Right, and it was so much fun, and just laugh my ass off every week at how
Thank you, Misty.
That's so great. That means a lot. We all were really nervous. As an actor, you hear reality TV, you're like, oh, reality TV, I'm not really sure. And so this project was I was very insecure about the outcome of it, and if everything would work. And there are so many things that you have to do as an actor, like to improvise and come up with your own solutions and developing your own character. What is actually great. I love doing it. But you don't know if it will work. You don't know if it will get across. And seeing and hearing that it actually came across and that you all liked it means the world to me. And I'm very, very happy about it. But I would have actually a question. If you had to say within bring it down to one sentence what you like most about the show, what touched you the most, I'd like to know, because I think it's a very different show
Hmm.
like what we usually see on TV. And I'm interested by what is your personal feeling, why it touches you that much, that you actually invest so much of your time, your energy, your love. Because for me, that's up to, honestly, once in a while, I don't get it why you all do it. It's like, wow, why are they doing it? I'm just blown away. So I'd really like to hear what makes you going in this quest.
Yeah, that's really good.
Well, I think when I first saw it,
everybody knows that you have created a character that will live on forever, and he will be beloved. Everyone will love Sir Ansgar forever.
You want to make
You've
me
done an
cry?
amazing job.
Please, thank you very much.
David?
yeah, well, just kind of going on that, I mean, everybody's created such incredible characters, and then besides that, I mean, all the interaction on social media. I said it to Mark and Jane last Google Hangout that nobody's seen, you know, the amount of interaction between stars on a TV show and the people who like the TV show so much. I mean, the whole thing with waffles, you know, it's been just hilarious.
I had birthday waffles today.
I even got everybody to eat waffles, and although my cat and my dog don't quite know what waffles are, they just sort of ignore them, but I love them. It's good.
Glenda, what about you? Glenda?
Oh, Glenda. Oh, yes. If you're asking me what it is I loved best about the quest, it was the fact that the average person like myself could identify with each and every person and the skills that they had to learn within themselves to overcome within themselves in order to get beyond that. And not only was the Ansgar character, you know, somebody that they were supposed to, you know, order from, but he was also an inspiration, and they took from that. And it was something that I had looked up to so many people in my lifetime. How awesome would it be then to turn around and actually see that on the screen, and I can identify. I can actually sit there and go, that could be me. And I'm hoping one day it will be me.
Season 2, Glenda's Revenge on Warlocks.
Good.
That's right. Irish fiery bard. She comes and yeah.
Excellent.
Webby, what about you?
Yeah, well, since I owned a theater company, and I've worked a lot with actors and stuff, I love the production value and the actors. I mean, it was just you know, I'm not much into watching reality TV. I've only watched a couple other ones, you know, The Colony, Face Off, because I just don't care for reality TV. But this I totally enjoyed. I mean, I love the game aspect of it. Was really intriguing. The story behind it was just fantastic. You know, the camera work, the lighting, the acting just was all put together so well.
Very cool. Lauren?
By the way, like I said, since I just watched it last night, I know I have at least 6 friends that I introduced to it that are watching it tonight.
Good.
Excellent.
ABC only has it on their website for like 5 more days, so I'm getting as many people as I know to watch it.
It's also on Hulu, so hopefully.
Yeah.
Hulu, iTunes, I think Amazon.
Yeah, I'm going to
got it.
download them from iTunes. Keep
But
them.
yeah, ABC is the only free one, though.
Yeah.
So it's easy to get
I think
someone.
Hulu's free up to episode 8. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Comcast doesn't even have the last episode up yet.
No.
And they're going to end it, I think, Thursday or Friday.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy.
On Stream dot me, something like that. It's a very, I think it's a hacky site, but I'm not sure. But I've been watching all the episodes that way again and again and again.
Cool. Lauren?
Oh gosh, everything?
No, one sentence, the essence.
That was the one sentence. Everything.
Everything. Oh my God.
It's a brilliant concept and then beautifully executed, and just the cast of characters and the paladins individually and together, and every single one of them. I just love all of you so much.
Thank you.
It's just so great. Like,
Yes.
feel like I'm getting to know you through the show and now getting to know you for real on Twitter and crazy Google Hangouts. And
Yes.
it helps, like, maybe because I'm related to Adria, she's my cousin, I
love Adria.
It's kind of like it added an extra connection, but then it went so far beyond that. Like, I started watching just because she was on it, and then I stayed because it was amazing, and I fell in love with you all.
Oh, thank you. I love Adria so much. I think Adria, Patrick, and I are kind of like the Three Musketeers.
Yes.
Remember, I'm only 6 hours from Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the middle of Arkansas. I'm not close to anybody.
You're close to Jim. Jim's in
Close to
Arkansas.
Jim.
Well, I know, and Jim, I haven't seen much. We need to do one with him as well. Because he hasn't actually come back to Arkansas yet, I don't think.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, he's in college there.
Yeah, he's back in class.
Okay, we're running a little over, but I think it would still be cool to hear from everyone else. Who's left?
I think me. I will tell you both right now, I don't watch television, period. I do not turn my television on. The only way I found out about this was because I'm Twitter friends with the narrator, David Kay.
Oh my gosh, he was so cool.
He was awesome, and I've loved him since his work with Transformers. That's how I knew him. And he started tweeting about going in to do this show, and I'm like, okay, this sounds like something I could possibly get into. Turned it on and was hooked automatically. But what really kept me was that the ethics, the morality isn't encouraging backbiting. It isn't encouraging backstabbing. It's not about politics. It's not bed hopping and drunk and all the other crap that's being glorified on reality television.
We tried the drunk. You wouldn't let us.
We know that that's never happened.
Well, you're not going around with night vision GoPros bed hopping.
Oh. We got the one drink, though, that we're like, man.
And Verlox interrupted that, so, you know.
Yeah, we didn't even get to
the fact that you guys this was actually promoting higher ideals and encouraging people to look at each other in positive lights, that's what kept me. It was not glorifying the lowest common denominator. And like everyone said, I can sympathize with the Paladins. I was telling someone on Facebook, I used to write these, what if somebody picked me up bodily and threw me into Marvel Universe, X-Men, Dragon Riders of Pern, whatever, when I was in college. How would I as a person deal with that? And seeing that up on the screen, just, I'm in love. And thank you to the producers, and just bless you all. Thank you for this.
That's really one of the only reasons why I agreed to do it. I can't stand reality TV, and I went into the casting with a friend of mine to get him on, to help get him on, because he really wanted to get on. And when they kept me instead, and the more I learned about the show and how it was about heroic morals, the more I wanted it, because I was like, this is a show that needs to happen. This show is positive attributes.
Now, I'm not saying that I would be Team Vizier if I got cast, but...
Everyone loves a good villain. I mean, come on.
Hey, I was his apprentice.
Even I had to admire his escape skills.
Nice. Marcello is a lot of fun. He's a good friend of mine, and
which is awesome.
It's incredible. And,
yeah, the other spoiler question everybody wants to know: who let him out?
Who let him out?
That was a surprise for me. I had no idea. Did you? No. No, because we had no idea that was going to be a teaser on there. We were like,
I can say it's me. I let him out.
Belinda's revenge.
That's right, Belinda's revenge.
Hi, Jim, Peter, and Bonnie. Thanks for an awesome birthday.
Oh, wait, seriously? Oh, you're leaving?
No. Thank you for the awesome birthday surprise.
Oh.
Before we go, let's let Susie. I can see Susie sort of fidgeting. Susie, you haven't gotten to answer the question. Why don't you tell us what you love about the show?
Well, it really picks off from where Stacy is what I meant to say. Sorry.
That's all right. I've been called worse.
Left off. I mean, the best thing about the quest, I mean, it's an astounding fantasy reality show. You know, it's made by nerds, like the people who did Amazing Race and Lord of the Rings, and it's for nerds, and it doesn't bash our geekdom. I mean, it's uplifting and heartfelt, and really speaks to the human condition. But I mean, I'm a sucker for fantasy, so I mean, anything that's fantasy, I love watching it. It's great.
And I'm gonna add my 2 cents by adding on to both Susie and Stacy by saying it's because the show was made with love. It's because it was a project of love by Mark and Jane and Elise and Michael and Bertram. Everything about it, the story, the lore, the look, the feel, the music, every single element of that show was made with love. And that love has continued from you guys, from contestants, cast, crew, EPs, to the fans, and back. And now we have a quest army. We have this force to be reckoned with, and we will be listened, because we can make a difference. And it's just been phenomenal seeing Lena taking her role as the one true hero and leading the community.
Right.
And I'm really excited to see what happens next.
I'd follow her in the battle. I already did. I already did it once. I'm ready to do it again.
And honestly, I could keep going, and we can keep going for a couple more minutes, but I'm going to stop the broadcast just to keep the show as close to an hour as possible. I just wanted to thank both of you, Bonnie, Peter. What an awesome surprise! Thank you, Peter. For
Thank you.
It's been a very big
I'll never forget that.
just on Twitter, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Anytime, either one
And
of
sorry
you.
if I ramble. I ramble a lot. You guys just shut me up. You're like, all right, Bonnie. Like, I'll just go. I'll be like, oh, and this happened, and this, and then pillow fights, and then no.
We'll save the
You're
pillow
good.
fight. We'll save the pillow fights for next time.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. This has been phenomenal. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Peter.
Bye,
Thanks,
you guys.
Jules. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you, Peter.
Bye.